Bob, I just did the math. I'm 35, and my retirement plan is hoping a rich uncle I don't know dies.
You're not special, kid. The median American worker between the ages of 21 and 64 has $955 saved for retirement. Not $95,000, not $9,000, $955. That number from a 2026 report is not a rounding error. It is the financial reality of the majority of working adults in this country. And there is a precise mathematical reason it happens. It has nothing to do with income. It has everything to do with time. Specifically, the time people spend waiting to start. This is about what $100 a month actually becomes when you stop waiting, and why the cost of delay is not what you lose later, but what never had a chance to grow. You've heard compound interest enough times that it sounds like static. It sounds like what a guy in a cheap suit says before showing you a chart you half understand. So, let's make it concrete. Meet Daniel. He's 29, makes a reasonable living. He finally opens a brokerage account and puts in $100. His first month return, 67 cents.
67 cents? I've lost more in the couch cushions.
He almost laughs. He could have bought a candy bar, but he waits. By month 18, that same account is generating $14 a month in interest. By month 48, it's generating $49. He hasn't changed anything. He hasn't gotten a raise. He hasn't taken on more risk. The money just kept doing what money does when you leave it alone long enough. What Daniel is experiencing is the compounding loop, the moment when your returns begin generating their own returns. In month 1, the interest on $100 is fractional. In year 4, something changes. The interest you earned last year is now generating interest of its own, and that combined figure begins to exceed your $100 monthly contribution. That's the threshold most people never reach, because they quit. They quit before they can see it coming. The national average savings account pays 0.59%. The best high-yield accounts are paying around 4%. That gap represents thousands of dollars over a decade, not because the rates are dramatically different in isolation, but because the compounding difference accumulates every single month without asking permission. Simple interest only grows the original balance. Compound interest grows the balance, then grows the growth, then grows that. It is not linear, it is exponential. Exponential curves look flat until they don't. The first few years are the boring part, but they are the foundation. A single year of delay at the beginning costs more than 5 years of delay near the end.
Wait. Give me real numbers, not your magic trees.
Here is what $100 a month actually becomes with real 2026 context. The conservative scenario, high-yield savings or treasury bonds. You earn roughly 4 to 5% annualized, accessible to anyone with a Social Security number. At 4%, $100 a month over 5 years grows to roughly $6,630. You put in $6,000. The account generated $630 in interest. That sounds modest, but at year 10, you're approaching $14,700. The trajectory bends upwards slowly but steadily. This scenario is for the person who genuinely cannot stomach market risk. The return is real. The habit is what matters most. Now, the moderate scenario, the S&P 500 Index Fund. This is not sophisticated. This is not active trading. This is buying a small piece of the 500 largest companies in America automatically. At 8%, $100 a month over 5 years becomes roughly $7,348. Now, extend the timeline. 30 years, age 25 to 55, it becomes approximately $149,000 from $36,000 in total contributions. The other $113,000 is interest-earning interest, money that was never yours until you gave time permission to create it. The growth-oriented scenario, broader equity, small cap, international, 10 to 11%. Over 30 years, the difference between these scenarios becomes tens of thousands.
Okay, I get it. But what if I just wait 10 years and then put in double the money?
I'm glad you asked, Einstein. Let's look at two sisters. Same city, same job, same salary. The first starts at 25, investing $100 a month into a Roth IRA. The second waits until 35, feels more financially stable then. She doubles her contribution to $200 a month. At 65, the first sister has $351,000. The second has $298,000. The sister who contributed less money total retired with more. She didn't invest more aggressively. She didn't earn more. She just started 10 years earlier. That gap is not recoverable. Doubling contributions cannot fully overcome lost time. When you start matters more than how much you put in. It is arithmetic.
If it's just math, why doesn't everyone do it? Are people stupid?
The answer is not ignorance. It's a cognitive trap called present bias. It is as deeply wired into human behavior as hunger. Present bias treats an immediate reward as genuinely more valuable than a larger future reward. It is why someone will choose $50 today over $80 next month, because this month has a car repair, a birthday dinner, and a utility bill. Present bias arrives disguised as prudence. I'll start when I'm more stable. I'll invest once I clear this debt. These feel like responsible financial thoughts, but they function as a delay mechanism that compounds in action. I know what you're thinking. Bob, some people literally have zero. 76% of Americans have little to no financial safety net. For 21%, there is literally nothing left at the end of the month. That is a genuine structural constraint. But for most of you watching this, $100 a month is accessible if the budget is reviewed with compounding as the frame rather than comfort as the ceiling. The most effective behavioral intervention is not motivation, it is automation. Setting up a recurring $100 transfer to a Roth IRA on the same day as your paycheck. You never see the money arrive before it moves. The investment happens before inertia can stop it. Structuring your environment so future choices are made by your present intentional self. Compound interest does not take sides, but the system knows you'll be on the wrong side. Credit card companies charge 28% APR compounded monthly. Mortgage services profit from the exact same mathematics. The mechanism is identical. The direction is reversed. For people without assets, compound interest extracts money. For people with invested assets, it delivers money. Consider Margaret. She's 68, worked 30 years in healthcare, retired at 64 with just $40,000 saved. Within 2 years, medical expenses drew that balance down to almost nothing. She went back to work, not because she wanted to, because the math of her working life never included compounding. The Roth IRA is perhaps the most underused tool. Contributions after tax. Growth tax-free. Withdrawals, tax-free. The market opens every day. Interest compounds every month. The system will not pause while you feel ready. The question isn't whether $100 a month is enough. The right question is what it costs in future security to not invest it. That cost is not hypothetical. It compounds every month you delay. $100 is not a small amount when time is working alongside it.
All right, Bob. I'm setting up the transfer. No more prison casino for me.
Open the account today and hit subscribe before your time runs out.